Most retirees make these mistakes and don't realize it until it's too late. Retirement is one of the biggest financial transitions of your life. After decades of saving, investing, and working toward financial independence, the final stretch should be about freedom and peace of mind, not financial stress. But too many retirees make small mistakes that quietly cost them thousands in taxes, benefits, and missed opportunities. In today's video, I'm going to cover 7 of the most common retirement mistakes, the ones even smart, disciplined savers often make, and how to avoid them so that your money works as hard for you as you did for it. And before we dive into the video, my name's Ryan Knoll. I'm a certified financial planner and founder of Nav Wealth Partners, a financial planning firm where my team and I help clients nationwide make smart money decisions. Let's get started. The first mistake that I see retirees make is claiming Social Security at the wrong time. Notice I didn't say they claim too early or too late. It's just claiming it at the wrong time. This is probably the most common mistake. So you can start claiming your Social Security as early as age 62, but doing so permanently reduces your benefit. For every year you claim before your full retirement age, which is 67 for most people born after 1960, your benefit drops by about 6 to 7% per year. If you wait until age 70, your check grows at roughly 8% per year thanks to delayed retirement credits. That means someone with a $2,000 monthly benefit at age 67 could see about $2,450 to $2,500 at age 70, and that higher benefit lasts for life, including that for a surviving spouse. Now, there are cases where claiming early does make sense, like if you have poor health or you need more income. But for retirees with other sources, delaying Social Security is the best form of guaranteed income growth you can buy. If you have sufficient assets to live on and a lot of that money is in traditional 401ks and IRAs, that is a good reason to wait. You can utilize strategic Roth conversions to reduce future taxes and live off IRA withdrawals to live while you're allowing your Social Security benefit to grow risk-free. This could make your Social Security benefit taxable at a lower rate in the future and allow you to be in more preferential brackets for capital gains down the line. But if you can use that extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month right now just to keep up with your minimum expenses and you don't have a ton saved up, take your Social Security. That'll help you cover those costs and give you peace of mind. The main takeaway here is that waiting just 2 or 3 years can add tens of thousands of dollars to your lifetime benefits. But if you're going to go broke waiting, it's better to claim early. The second mistake that I see is ignoring your required minimum distributions. Once you reach age 73 or 75 for those of you born after 1960, the IRS is going to force you to start withdrawing from your pre-tax retirement accounts, like your traditional IRAs and 401ks. These are your required minimum distributions, or RMDs, and they're fully taxable as ordinary income. Here's the problem. Many retirees don't plan for them early enough. After years of compounding, RMDs can balloon to the point where they push you into higher tax brackets, increase the taxable portion of your Social Security, and even trigger Medicare IRMAA surcharges. The fix here is to start planning before you hit that required distribution age. In your 60s, consider Roth conversions to shrink your pre-tax balances. You could also withdraw strategically between retirement and the age of 73 or 75 to fill the lower tax brackets to meet your living expenses, and you're coordinating your RMDs with your broader income plan so they don't surprise you later. RMDs aren't optional. You're going to have to take them, and the potential for missing one is steep. It's 25% of the amount you should have withdrawn. So a $100,000 RMD that wasn't taken out will be a $25,000 tax penalty. Proper planning turns required minimum distributions from a tax headache into a manageable part of your income strategy. Let's go over a brief example. A 60-year-old retiring today with $1 million in traditional funds who does no planning should expect that balance to grow to about $1.8 million, assuming an average 7% return. Their first RMD will be roughly $65,000. If the account continues to grow at the same pace and that individual only takes a required minimum distribution each year, by the time they reach 80, that's over $100,000 a year of forced income. For single filers, this will push you well into the 22 and 24% tax brackets, and for joint filers, you'll find yourself smack dab in the middle of the 22% bracket. So strategically converting these funds at lower rates in early retirement before these forced distributions start can help keep you in lower tax brackets and not face an increasing tax bill as you age each year. The next mistake is neglecting tax diversification. And most people understand investment diversification, but they fail to understand just how important tax diversification is. In my opinion, this is even more important than investment diversification when you hit retirement age. If all of your money is in pre-tax accounts, every withdrawal in retirement becomes taxable. That limits flexibility and can create bracket creep as RMDs and Social Security pile on. The best retirement plans include all three types of buckets. You have your tax deferred, which is your traditional IRA and 401k. You have your tax free, which is anything that says Roth. And then you have taxable, which is just your regular brokerage account and savings accounts. This mix gives you control. In high income years, you can lean on Roth and taxable accounts. In low income years, you can draw from the pre-tax in order to take advantage of the lower income tax brackets. This flexibility can lower your lifetime tax bill by tens of thousands of dollars. Start building tax diversification early with Roth contributions or conversions. And if you're already retired, you can still adjust your withdrawal mix to manage taxable income. The idea is to take income in a way that maximizes it but limits your taxes paid. Ideally, you leave Roth alone as long as possible. We go over a sound strategy in one of our more recent videos, how to retire in the 12% tax bracket. That can help show you how to sequence your withdrawals and help you find tens of thousands of dollars in tax savings. The fourth mistake that I see is not having the right investment allocation, whether it's being too conservative or too aggressive. After decades of saving, it's natural to want to protect what you've built, but going too conservative too early can be just as risky as being too aggressive. With inflation still hovering around 3% and longer life expectancies, a portfolio that only earns 2 to 3% a year may be losing purchasing power over time. At the same time, staying heavily in stocks can expose you to market volatility just when you need more stable income. The key here is balance. A diversified retirement portfolio typically blends 40 to 60% in equities for long-term growth or 40 to 60% in bonds, CDs, or cash for stability and income. If you need cash flow from your portfolio, consider a bucket strategy. Keep 1 to 3 years worth of withdrawals in cash or short-term bonds, while the rest stays invested for growth. That way you're not forced to sell when the market has a downturn. The right allocation depends on your risk tolerance, time horizon, and spending needs, just your age alone, as many pundits lead you to believe. Before we move on to the last 3 mistakes, I wanted to take a minute to thank you all for watching. We recently passed the 1,000 subscriber mark on our channel and are excited to keep growing along with all of you. So thank you so much for your support. It means the world to us here at Nav Wealth. So on behalf of the team and myself, thank you so much for following along on our journey. We really appreciate it. And if you're watching and you found you still haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button below the video to join us on helping you make sure you have a more confident retirement. Let's jump back into the video. All right, the 5th mistake is about retirement's silent killer, inflation. Prices rise gradually, but the impact over decades is enormous. At just 3% inflation, your purchasing power cuts in half in about 24 years. That means $100,000 in today's income would feel like $50,000 at that point in time. So to protect against that loss of purchasing power, keep part of your portfolio in growth-oriented assets, even in retirement. You might want to consider delay claiming Social Security if you can. It's indexed to inflation through cost of living adjustments. You should consider TIPS or Treasury inflation protected securities for part of your fixed income allocation, which will adjust their payout based off of previous year's inflation. And finally, you want to make sure that you're reviewing your spending annually to make sure withdrawals are keeping pace with costs. Inflation does not stop when you retire, unfortunately, and your strategy should deepen. The 6th mistake is not coordinating your income and tax strategy. Retirement isn't just about living off your savings. It's about managing how you withdraw those savings. Many retirees simply pull from accounts as needed without realizing how much timing and sequence matter. For example, they might be doing some of these things. Taking IRA withdrawals the same year you claim Social Security can spike your taxes unexpectedly and increase the taxable portion of your Social Security. They also might be doing large Roth conversions in a single year, which can push you into higher brackets and trigger IRMA surcharges. Or they might be doing something like selling appreciated investments without considering capital gains thresholds, which can cost you your 0% tax window. Instead, you should be thinking about coordinating your income streams. Use taxable accounts early in retirement while your income is low to take advantage of your 0% capital gains tax bracket and paying taxes on the Roth conversions you might be doing. You should consider delaying your Social Security to maximize future benefits unless you absolutely need that money to live on. You should also make sure you're filling lower tax brackets with planned Roth conversions before your required minimum distributions begin, which could cause your income to jump later on. A tax-efficient withdrawal strategy can stretch your portfolio and improve your after-tax income for decades. The final mistake is underestimating healthcare and long-term care costs. Healthcare is often the single largest unpredictable expense in retirement and one of the most misunderstood. Here's what surprises most retirees. Medicare isn't free. Part B costs about $185 per month in 2025 and could be even higher for those above IRMAA thresholds. Supplemental coverage and out-of-pocket costs can easily reach $6,000 to $10,000 per person per year. And long-term care is the biggest wild card. A private nursing home can cost as much as $120,000 per year, and Medicare won't cover it. Ignoring these costs can derail even the best financial plan. So to prepare, you want to make sure you're budgeting healthcare premiums and out-of-pocket costs as a fixed line item. Consider long-term care insurance or hybrid life policies with long-term care riders. Maintain a cash or investment buffer for medical shocks, and review your coverage annually during Medicare open enrollment. A strong retirement plan treats healthcare as an inevitable cost, not a surprise. And now there's one bonus mistake that I want to leave you with, and it shouldn't be that big of a surprise, but that's not having a plan at all. The biggest mistake retirees can make isn't any one tactic. It's just flying blind and not having a real concrete plan. Without a written plan, most people default to reactive decisions, claiming benefits too soon, taking withdrawals randomly, or paying more tax than necessary. A proper retirement plan aligns your income sources, tax strategy, investment mix, and healthcare decisions into one concentrated approach. It's not about predicting the future, it's about being prepared for the curveballs of life. The bottom line here is that retirement doesn't come with a playbook, but it does reward your preparation. By avoiding the 7 common mistakes such as claiming Social Security too early, ignoring required minimum distributions, neglecting tax diversification, overreacting with your investments, forgetting inflation, mishandling withdrawals, and underestimating your healthcare and long-term care expenses, you can protect your next nest egg and enjoy more freedom, stability, and confidence in retirement. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. With the right plan, you can minimize taxes, maximize income, and make your retirement years the most secure of your life. If you want help building a retirement plan that avoids these pitfalls, that's exactly what my team does here at Nav Wealth Partners. We'll help you align your income, investments, and taxes to create a retirement strategy built for confidence, not surprises. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, make smart money decisions.